way it goes.
Oh, actually, 2000 to today is what I'm doing agri-consulting.
My enterprise is very new.
I'm into aquaculture. I'm farming fish tilapia.
We are trying to maximize efficiency in agriculture. And we did research and development to understand agriculture.
Actually, me were poultry equipment, but me here fans and I'm in beds, drugs, vaccines, and feeding.
I asked for 50,000. The input, the scoop net, the platform.
And an trade money so you may be and you do my way at the end of the day.
I have a market with Vignari, Abuaze thermal plant canteen.
I can make extra 50,000 Ghana cedis.
In a year?
Yes.
Double it.
Inshallah.
What actually is making people run away from agri, especially the financial institutions.
And Untina, me here and Wakakra, a free and yes.
Now that I know the way it goes, you gotta pay back every penny that you owe.
These are echoes of just a cross-section of the youth, desperately but genuinely seeking support for their businesses. The financial sector in Ghana has over the years seen tremendous growth, and it is one of the most viable sectors of the economy. The key function of these entities is to financially and technically support the business community to grow. But then, why are the youth not accessing loans from these financial institutions? Governments have come and gone with all kinds of policies to salvage the economy and businesses. But how come there are no deliberate policies tailored to support the entrepreneurial youth? The big question is, when will youth enterprise funding be a reality? What is the present government doing to revamp youths in business? The government has been interested in youth development in all sectors of the economy. One of such critical initiatives or investment in the youth is YES.
Yes, I always like to call it as it is, Youth Enterprise Support. It's a support initiative that was set up by His Excellency President John Mahama on the 12th of August 2014 for 1 to 10 creative ideas that the youth have into thriving business opportunities or business ventures. Why now? Why not now? I mean, people are being born every day, people are dying every day, but the youth are critical to the growth of any economy. And so if you invest in the youth, it means you are investing in your country. And if you invest in your country is going to get better, it's going to grow.
The youth, they constitute the future of the nation. And they have the energy. And we need to harness that energy. And intellectual energy, physical energy, even emotional energy. They are less stressed. They can handle stress better at that age. And their faculties are younger and stronger. So the youth constitute a very powerful development force for any given nation, and for that matter, Ghana, for national development.
And so if you don't have initiatives that are targeted at their development, you're going to have a lot of unemployed youth in an economy, and that is a drain on any country, anywhere in the world. We don't just want to train our youth to be employable, we want to be able to support our youth to be independent entrepreneurs, business owners. Business owners make a lot of money, and when there's a lot of money, the economy grows.
Critics will say that these are assertive young people who either do not have any knowledge of financial management or skills to effectively turn their businesses and business ideas into profits in 3 to 6 months. But why should youth enterprise support loan taxpayers' money to businesses which can be described as high risk due to low profits and poor record keeping? Why won't YES just disburse 50,000 Ghana cedis to these applicants just as banks do and wait for repayments?
A lot of these interventions in the past have been piecemeal. They were not really holistic. They were in too much of a hurry to disburse funds So you really didn't see the positive impact. But with Yes, the effort is being made to go through the whole process, to screen the applicants, to look at the different needs that they have, those who are high flyers, those who need help starting up, and then to see how best we can tailor-make a program or capacity building package for them even before the financing.
And why business incubator clinics?
We had to organize business clinics across the 10 regions of Ghana as a way to reorient the minds of the youth towards the initiative. Earlier on, I commented about the fact that it was a loan, even though it had been launched as a grant. Now, getting them to accept the fact that it was a loan needed a bit of work. Getting them to also understand that it's not business as usual, where you put something on paper and you don't expect to translate it into any sort of excellent reality, if I can put it that way. So running the business clinics was a way of changing their perceptions, because there's a lot of negative perceptions with interventions like these if not handled and managed properly. Essence of the business clinic was also to understand most of the proposals that we had been sent. Mind you, by the 28th of November, we had received a little over 2,000 applications. Now, going through those applications, we realized that maybe 2% were the ones that could get straight, support or straight funding. But we didn't want to do 2%. We wanted to be able to do better, increase the numbers so that we can have, have it more effective in terms of reaching out to more people.
Yes team go around the country, they organize business clinics, and at these business clinics, it's like a fair screening process, but it's also an opportunity given to the applicants to address the shortcomings of their proposals. It's also an opportunity to actually get them to see their own proposals in a different light and see where the gaps are, and they're given the necessary support to help them.
So I quickly gathered them, started talking to them about their business plan, and I said, look, speak to your business plan. Most of them couldn't even tell me what was in their proposals. Running these business clinics across the regions, we encountered a lot of these things. Anytime we ended the session in a region, most of them came back because we had feedback forms and everything to resubmit. Some of them even opted not to access the support right now because they realized that from what we were saying, they are not quite ready and they need to be honest, because I always said to them that honesty is key in business. So the business lens was able to, it allowed us the opportunity to work with the youth, work with our applicants who had come to us, for them to have the right level of understanding. And by the end of it, almost 2/3 or maybe 3/4 had resubmitted their business plans for, possible shortlisting to the selection panel.
Over 2,048 applications nationwide were received by Yes, of which 1,116 were online and 932 were either by post or submission in person, with 31% for business sector, agriculture or agro-business 45%, and 24% for cottage industries. So what exactly is Yes looking out for in these applicants?
We're looking for passion and passion and passion. If you have the right level of passion, there's nothing you can't do. I would say we're looking for excellence, but with passion comes excellence. If you're passionate about something, there's no doubt that you're going to succeed. There's no doubt that you're going to be excellent.
Let's meet the panelists as they unravel, uncover, and dissect the potentials in businesses and ideas presented by the applicants.
We look at the figures from the Ministry of Finance for 2014 importation in terms of poultry. So we went into the poultry project with the aim of increasing that national stock.
I'm the founder and manager of Leomorson Farms. My company is engaged in livestock production and poultry. I currently have guinea fowls, layers, turkeys. I also have goats. I'm looking at expanding my business. In fact, I sell off my guinea fowls as broilers, so I can serve the one market.
I'm into aquaculture. I'm farming fish tilapia. Yes, I started, I think, 2013. Yes, during my national service. That was where I discovered that opportunity, and I thought after service I could start doing something. So I started with 1 cage, 5 by 5 meter square. I stocked 10,000 fingerlings. So after 5 months, I sold it.
I had some women that I normally supply them with a fresh catfish, and then they will intend pick it, process it, and then also resell. So my part was just to supply them with a fresh one, and they will do their part. So before I concluded, I did another survey in Accra, and I realized that they also needed catfish, but they didn't want it in the fresh form that I used to do. So I realized that I need to process it, smoke it, and then they will pick. So I quickly did a test with it. I processed some few boxes, sent it to them, they picked it and demanded for more.
Okay. What type of cereals do you produce?
I have 3 brands, like 3 flavors. One is Morin Cut, Bee Soya, and then the Super Mix.
Did you do some trials? Because you need to do all these things. Or did you write expiry date on the product?
Actually, before I started, I was giving it to my baby. The idea came because of my child.
These voices suggest years of neglect and frustration, but they still hold strongly the hope and passion that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
If you're given 50,000 cedis in a year, how much money do you think you can make?
In a year? Yeah.
How much can you make?
I can make extra 50,000 Ghana cedis.
In a year?
Yes. Of course. Inshallah.
You can do 2 cycles.
Yes, every year it is 2. You will harvest twice. So I will use the first harvest to pay half of what I've got. Yeah. That's how it is.
What do you want from yes and for what?
Yes, now I need an amount of 13,000 Ghana cedis. With that amount, I'll buy storage facilities.
Okay.
First, the fridge. I need a refrigerator. So that when I go to the villages, I've identified several sources in Ghana here.
That
so
you
I can
will
just
run down. Like
yes.
You run the man's business.
So I'll just go fetch it and then come and also store and be processing. Other than that, normally I have to always go take a quantity that I can process for a day, and then it increases and cost the operational cost.
Customers come from.
Based on this to establish a major poultry farm.
The business been away.
Okay. On my end, me and 2 years, 3 years, now I'm saying, to me,
and the CEO person was started. I didn't know person was started.
The bachelor time now, I'm a nap. A boy, now I say, I'm giant. I might, the son is started, son of a yard.
Okay, who hears saying?
At least 50 million.
5,000 Ghana cedi. 5,000. 5,000 Abubusa.
Your frozen. Gladys.
What plan we are now?
Fair glad.
Yeah.
Ventures.
Yes.
Is it 5,000? Has it wait?
It's 42,000.
42,000.
42.
Yeah.
We been
Yeah, catering services.
And then 5,000, 42,000. Now, what the baby says, what read the idea?
Bachelor, Miami oven. Satara, my name in oven. We did a man. Person, Miami oven. Now, when I gave it to her, she wasn't eating, so I felt like then I should create my own products for her. So it was then that I started giving her the carrot mix and everything, and I realized she was good. So I discussed with some other friends, and they were like, "Oh, it's a nice idea." They tasted, and they were like, "Oh, yes, it's something good. I can go ahead with it." So I went to Food and Drugs and discussed with them. And they made me to do the food analysis at Food Research here. I sent it back to them, and they also did their confirmatory test, and everything was fine. So they gave me that I can go ahead to sell. So it was then that I came out with this. And the Maida food is like my dear food, which my daughter gave me. I tried teaching her to say my dear, and she was like Maida. So I took it from there, and that was how I came out with the name again.
Yes, it is true that lack of clean water can result in cholera. But I'm asking that, how did you know that people are not drinking clean water? That's why they're having the cholera.
During that time, I did some investigation.
With who and who?
From the hospital that the patients were being admitted.
And how many people did you investigate? How many people did they tell you that they're not drinking clean water, and therefore if you can get a business, you can serve them?
10.
So can you go into a big business by somebody telling you that have 10 people, they're not drinking clean water? So yes, it's a wonderful thing. You have come, you have an idea. We are helping you. We just want to make sure that your idea is strong and robust, and it will benefit you and benefit the society. So that's what we want to know, what is actually driving you. Because even if I need clean water and I can't afford it, even if you manufacture, it doesn't make any sense to me. You understand? So yes, you are passionate, you want to do something, but to help you yourself, number one, you must make sure that your idea will sell and you sleep peacefully.
Yes, we do. Because definitely, if they give you, the step is you register the company, they don't give you the comments and the license. You do when they issue. No, I gave the second interview. They asked me for the license, which I did, and I submitted. If I knew you didn't have it, I would have got it.
Yeah.
I could bring it tomorrow. I've already submitted it.
Okay.
I could bring it tomorrow. So with that expansion, definitely, I might be making something now. I wouldn't say I'm not making profit. Definitely, the money I make, there's a few profit that can be, allocated or maybe, set aside towards the payment of the loan. Like if that's what.
Is this certified by
Ghana Standards? It's in the process of being certified. From my
gentlemen, we are giving this to friends to try. You need to do an assessment of the microbiological content of this drink.
Okay.
You cannot just give things to people to be trying when you have never evaluated the drink. It's a serious thing. We might never know what we are drinking.
But it's a good effort. Yes. What we are saying is, go through the process.
I understand that.
You are doing
and
it.
I'm in the process of
good.
Doing that.
So yes, can monitor that.
This is the dream.
It's a product. You need to do an assessment. Find out what is inside that is not good and things like that. We don't know the pesticides you have added, the residue. You need to analyze to find out before you give to people, even to apart from the process, you've developed the product. First thing, analyze to find out the content.
Okay. Detailed scrutiny, fact-finding, and risk assessment. This is a panel of professionals and stakeholders who are ready and willing to analyze and examine proposals presented by these applicants. This is a government initiative, but with a private approach, where priorities and emphasis is focused on innovation, productivity, and short-term turnaround. But most of these youths see their financial inefficiencies as the only obstacle between productivity and profit. Do these applicants need only financial support?
Money is the last thing. A lot of them need training. Some of them need just a little bit more of some fine-tuning in some area.
Some people, it was like, it's the money I need. It's the money, was always the money. Then you get a bit worried because it's not always the money. It's about your capacity, it's about the skills you have and how we can actually enhance that so that you can actually manage the resources that you have and that yes is going to give to you effectively.
We have a route to the market for all our applicants. We're not just leaving them and saying grow or rear your chickens or your layers and then we leave you to it. No, we actually have signing agreements with the off-takers who are going to be directly patronizing the goods and services of these applicants.
This is a serious business initiative for serious people. An applicant had an opportunity to meet the panelists. So what exactly were they looking out for in these applicants?
I was looking for a spark of passion. You know, when you're passionate about what you do, we can see it and we can feel it. I was looking at somebody who was ready to take risk.
I was looking at gaps. So I tried to find out where the gaps that I have to fill in, because yes, has a system where some of the applicants, they apply for the funding, but they realize that they only need training.
We were looking for the product, the nature of the product, what they intend to do, a proper description of the product. We were also looking for even the marketing opportunities that are there available to them. The entrepreneur himself or herself should possess certain qualities. Sometimes I would say that there should be some kind of energy in the individual that shows, that comes forth. There should be some kind of, above average motivation and a spark in the person and the spirit to succeed, take on new challenges.
Try to find out whether they really have interest. Like in livestock production, the interest must be there. The animals become your baby. You have to take very good care, like for example, feeding, disease control, vaccination, and even housing.
I can actually classify the applicants into three main or broad categories. One, you have what I call the high flyers. These guys can give us quick wins because they are running their businesses and they probably just need a little bit of capacity building and some funding to move to the next level and even create more jobs. Then you have the second category. These are people who have probably just started their businesses, so they're kind of struggling with it by way of technical advice, by way of business management support, and financing. So with this particular group, we need to focus quite a bit on their capacity building issues. Then you have the third category. These are people, in my view, who think that, okay, yes, it's just another government funding scheme, so let's just apply, try our luck, and see if we can get the funds. But unfortunately for this particular category, by the time they are through with the panel interview, it's very clear to them that they actually have one option. And that one option is this. Are you serious about actually running your own business? Will you avail yourself to the opportunity of being part of some of YES's incubation schemes?
The youth in business and their contribution to economic development is the way to go. And Youth Enterprise Support, YES, has fully charted this course.
Na me hwe TV and me hu say president will be YES ano. Nti me hu ye no na me say me apply. Then so na me we say me namfo bi e kire say me apply kra ade se bia me disi obi so. But me say da bi ma me nya hwe. Na me ye susu no. Me hu say medical no mo frɛ me nto mo frɛ me no o mo ne me edin kita ho bebre esan hye me nkuran nti o mo hu me ne me de me ne bi so kɔye any business plan nyina na me kɔye no o mo san so esan e de me fa ntitiemu a eye business clinic e ma o mo kyerɛ me kwan a me fa so ye madwuma nti adwuma ni mu no e ma niema e kɔ nanim e ma me ewo tama omunya first campaign share me say onne ma kona nim say business clinic na mo ma no nya fa so bebre nti say no say wa wo bibiye no e ma obi enconvince so say wo de kwa omunya ma o ma ye ready say aye crowd say o be so mo so ma no say be ya ye youth so aye ba no esu ebetumi apage o ma no ama o ma na tima konkon etima kona nim.
My name is Sepenya Ameyu Adadebo. I'm a jeweler and a principal proprietor of Adonjoy and Deco. I came across YES on the internet and I thought it was such a great opportunity for me to be able to expand my business, so I applied. I was called and asked to take part in a business clinic. At the clinic, I was taught proper bookkeeping and I have practiced that and it has gone a long way to help me to identify my profit and loss. I in particular was asked to work on my financial recordings and resubmit. After the resubmission, I was called to meet the selection panel. I'm very excited about this initiative. It's been so great. I've learned a lot from the business clinic, how to do my bookkeeping, marketing, and other things. And then I met other young entrepreneurs. We shared ideas, shared with network. It's such a wonderful thing, and I'm praying that it goes on and on.
Mete yes and can radio so.
and I may apply and almost selected me for business clinic. And patcho through business clinic, you know, almost train in Yama Bibri. It been said the way I'll be marketing products, any the way I'll be keeping records, and almost actually say business management. The way I'll be managing business. Patcho no ichi so me share other poultry farmers are. Omo into poultry industry no and I use and Yama Bibri for poultry home. Yes, for visit me or me farm ho. And make sure say proposal na me de buy no any one me ba be pay and dem de buy no edi mu a nti mo ba me ho several times ebe monitor de ekoso me farm ho me say me wo enkoko 350 but me pese me move ko 1000 plus
na me to imported chicken na me buy yes clinic and while link him with applicants our poultry farmers CC the motor CCR me process full chicken. Na many that during the yes boama. Me process chicken wings, chicken thighs, red snapper, cassava fish. Me pay them the lobster, grouper, and tilapia be the count. Not me boy mejuminim.
I was invited to a business clinic which I attended, and I learned a lot through the business clinic. One was patience. We did a lot of corrections in my business. A lot of challenges were in there. We took a lot of things out, and actually it helped me. It built my morale, and I think without that training, one cannot actually be a good entrepreneur. One other thing was to do a lot of market research, which was also very helpful. I had the opportunity to meet with a selection panel, and looking at the nature of questions and the way they took us through in the selection process, it is an indication that the program was actually well detailed and planned. In the next 2 years, I should have my own catfish farm, where I can produce large quantities to feed my processing industry.
But the binance, the youth enterprise support aba. Or boy, young Ghanaians are creative mind. On found BBF, on found political edom.
Me da binance say was set youth enterprise support. Na me wo GDA say youth enterprise support eboa me a. Me drew a cheaper na me sumiti me employ the other youth are omunye ejuma no.
Me dream ni say Ghana ne bia be hye me mpaboa.
I've learned a lot, and at this stage I can even pick up pieces within myself to do something to help myself.
Call youth enterprise support. For proposal call na obaboa.
I'm very grateful to the president for this initiative and also to the youth enterprise support team for helping shape young entrepreneurs.
In the near future, the youth will exhibit boldness in taking major economic and developmental decisions. And when that time comes, Ghanaians will continue to enjoy good governance.